Hello, and welcome to the Write My Memoirs Grammar and Writing course. This is the introductory lesson. I'm Roseanne Ullman. I'll be your instructor for all of the lessons. I've tried to make grammar a little bit fun by including as examples sentences that could come out of a real memoir. In fact, out of my memoir. So that's fun, but this first lesson is a little dry just because we're starting with the basics, parts of speech and that sort of thing. Although we don't do a lot of labels in this course, we must define some terms at the beginning, so we're all talking about the same thing. And then the other lessons, 1 through 8, will cover verbs and pronouns, all the problems that occur with agreement, all punctuation, some writing tricks, and some word mix-ups. There's a lot to cover. In each lesson, you'll get at least one opportunity to practice what you've learned. And you can download all of the practice sheets and the answer sheets and the study sheets from the website. At the end of the course, we'll be happy to critique a sample of yours if you'd like to email it to us. And please consider the Write My Memoirs writing services and publishing services for all of your writing and publishing needs. There's a lot to cover. Let's get started. I like to start out with what not to do. So don't write this, remember. This is not good writing. Dear aficionados of English, just a short note to keep you appraised of my plans for the Write My Memoirs language resource program you have signed up for. Basically, you need to know that our educational workshop will be comprised of principles of grammar, including agreement, dangling modifiers, etc., key areas of punctuation, unique tips for concise and compelling writing, and you'll practice your new skills. Hopefully, you'll notice that the examples provided throughout the course are from my life story. Each lesson is like revealing more and more. Whether you're intending to write your own book or you want to improve your grammar for everyday writing, hopefully you will not fall into the habit of all this wordiness, the misused words, some sentence fragments or run-ons, bad punctuation, yada yada, etc., that is being demonstrated in this example of poorly writing. I am appreciative of the time and effort you have put into joining us today. Looking forward to guiding you along your awesome grammar journey. Have a good day, Roseanne Ullman. Did you spot some errors in that letter? Perhaps you noticed the misspelled words your and principles, the misused comprised, the inconsistent bullet points, or what's known as a comma splice. The Write My Memoirs grammar and writing course covers all of those common mistakes and more. Here's an example of how that letter can be edited so that it's brief, grammatically correct, and easy to understand. Dear participants, the Write My Memoirs grammar and writing course will present principles of grammar, including agreement and dangling modifiers, punctuation, tips for writing concise, compelling copy, and practice sessions. You'll probably notice that I draw the examples provided throughout the course from my life experiences, with each lesson revealing a little more. Whether you intend to write your own book or you hope to improve your grammar for everyday writing tasks, I hope you will avoid the wordiness, misused words, sentence fragments, run-ons, poor punctuation, and other errors demonstrated in the previous letter, which was an example of poor writing. I appreciate your time and effort, and I look forward to guiding you on your grammar journey. Sincerely, Roseanne Ullman. Now let's look at parts of speech. Nouns are people, places, things, and concepts. For example, computer, school, conversation, happiness. If you can put the word a or the before it, it's probably a noun. Proper nouns are capitalized nouns that are the official name of people, places, and things, such as Duke University, Ms. Taylor, State of the Union Address, First Bank. But keep it lowercase in subsequent references to the university or the bank. Pronouns are words that substitute for nouns. I give you a pretty extensive list here because I have to be honest, pronouns cause a lot of problems in grammar. Subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, they, who. Object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, them, whom. Possessive pronouns are mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, theirs, whose. Possessive pronouns that act as adjectives are my, your, his, her, its, our, their, whose. Reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Then there are lots of words that act as indefinite pronouns. Examples are all, anyone, each, everybody, many, some, something, and you can probably think of a lot more. Verbs convey action or indicate condition. Verbs take different tenses, such as past tense, future tense, or present tense. Examples of verbs include begin, seems, going, settled, has thought, could have known, will take place. Adjectives describe or modify nouns and intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs are something we'll talk about in one of the lessons. Examples of adjectives are yellow, good, sincere, manageable, annoying. 3 specific adjectives, a, and, the, are called articles. There also are indefinite articles such as these, those. Adverbs qualify or modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Very, also, charmingly, often, softly, and seldom are examples of adverbs. Adverbs tend to answer the questions when, where, and how. They also often end in ly, but not always. Prepositions link nouns to other words, defining their relationship. To, for, from, in, of. As you can see, prepositions tend to be short words. Conjunctions connect words to other words or to full clauses. And, but, or, because. Those are all conjunctions. And an interjection is a word, phrase, or clause that expresses strong emotion, such as, oh my, gosh, hey. It can stand alone as a sentence, or it can lead into a thought. Now, some words act as different parts of speech, depending on the usage. For example, you can put money in the bank, and in that case, bank is a noun. You can bank your savings, and bank is a verb. Or you can open a bank account. Bank performs as an adjective, modifying account. Now let's look at parts of a sentence. The subject is the noun or nouns causing the action. A complete subject refers to that subject plus all the words that modify it, such as adjectives. The predicate is the verb or verbs that convey the action in the sentence, and the complete predicate is that word plus all the words modifying that verb, such as adverbs. A direct object is a noun. It's the noun to which the action is directed, and it's part of the complete predicate. The indirect object is the noun that is the recipient rather than the object of the action. It's part of the complete predicate also, and the indirect object always follows a preposition or an implied preposition. Our sample sentence is, this grammar course will teach you various writing concepts. The simple subject is course. The complete subject is this grammar course because this and grammar modify course. The simple predicate is will teach. That's your verb. The complete predicate is will teach you various writing concepts. Now we look at the direct object. We say the course will teach what? It will teach concepts. The indirect object is you. It will teach the concepts to you. You're the recipient of the action. Now all the modifiers in the sentence are this, that's an adjective modifying course. Grammar, also an adjective modifying course. Various is an adjective modifying concepts, and writing is also an adjective modifying the word concepts. 2 more terms that you may find useful are phrase and clause. A phrase is any group of words that have meaning in the sentence. In the beginning, that's a prepositional phrase because it starts with the preposition in, above our house. That's an adverbial phrase starting with the adverb above. A clause is a phrase or a complete sentence that includes a subject and the verb. We bought a house. That's a full sentence and it's only one clause. We is the subject, bought is the verb, and it also has a direct object, the word house. We found an apartment and we moved into it. That sentence contains 2 clauses. The 2 clauses are connected by a comma and the word and, which is a conjunction. The final 2 terms we'll go over in this introductory lesson are active voice and passive voice. Active voice refers to the subject causing the action in the sentence. My parents raised me with love. The post-war era saw a surge in births called the baby boom. Now, in that sentence, parents raised, that's what indicates the active voice, that the subject, parents, and the verb raised are connected in that manner. Also, era saw, another noun, era, with its verb saw. The era, so the post-war era, saw a surge in births. Now, the passive voice has the subject receiving the action in the sentence rather than causing the action. You use the past participle form of the verb, and typically the sentence is inverted and a preposition or adverb is added. Let's look at an example. I was raised by my parents with love. So it's not my parents raised me, but I was raised by them. A surge in births called the baby boom was seen in the post-war era, rather than the era saw the baby boom. I hope you get the idea, because we talk a little about active voice and passive voice later in the course. Now let's do your first practice session. It's called Know the Terms. By the end of this grammar and writing course, you should have a fuller understanding of the somewhat complicated English language. I hope the lessons and exercises will be perceived by you as fun, because I certainly have enjoyed creating this course to teach you grammar principles. Now, from those two sentences, name at least one noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, phrase, clause, simple subject, direct object, indirect object, object of the preposition, and passive voice instance. You can stop the video now, you can pause it, and then come back when you're ready to see the answers to those 14 questions. Let's go over the answers to know the terms. First, let's review the two sentences. By the end of this grammar and writing course, you should have a fuller understanding of the somewhat complicated English language. I hope the lessons and exercises will be perceived by you as fun, because I certainly have enjoyed creating this course to teach you grammar principles. Within those two sentences, in order of appearance, of first mention are your nouns, and course, understanding, language, lessons, exercises, fun, and principles. Fun also could be considered an adjective there. So if you put adjective for fun, that is also correct. Pronouns are you and I. Verbs should have, hope, will be perceived, have enjoyed, creating, and to teach. Adjectives, the, this, grammar, writing, a, fuller, complicated, and English. Adverbs, somewhat, and certainly. Prepositions, by, of, as. Conjunctions, and, that, because. Phrases, by the end of this grammar and writing course of the somewhat complicated English language, by you, as fun, and to teach you grammar principles. Clauses. Now remember, clauses must have a subject and a verb and can stand as their own, as sentences on their own. You should have a fuller understanding, I hope. The lessons and exercises will be perceived by you as fun. I certainly have enjoyed creating this course. The simple subjects are you, I, lessons, and exercises. The direct objects are understanding, course in creating this course, and principles. The indirect object is you, in to teach you. Objects of the preposition are and, course, language, you, and fun, when fun is considered a noun. Passive voice instance. Lessons and exercises will be perceived by you. If you want to put that in active voice, it would be you will perceive the lessons and exercises. So that's the difference there, and I hope you got a lot of these right. I hope you've learned a lot from this lesson and that you've enjoyed it. And of course, I hope to see you again in lessons 1 through 8. Thank you for choosing Write My Memoirs.